What's going on, guys? MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today I'm going to be giving you the 1.15 patch press release notes. Now I'm going to tell you right off the bat, there's nothing huge in here, but the biggest thing we're going to talk about is what you see on the screen in front of you, which personally I'm really excited about. I know a lot of people who have plans are going to be excited about, so let's get right into it. First change we have is the clan boss is now unkillable on all difficulties. So what this means is after 50% health of the normal health, it's going to change affinity, and then after that, you will not be able to kill the boss. So you can have all 30 members hit Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, Brutal, whatever difficulty you and your clan are on. There is no longer a limited number of damage or slots you can have on that difficulty. One problem most people are going to face when approaching this is going to be the availability of void affinity damage is going to drop significantly. So if you look at the health at Ultra Nightmare, for example, I already did preliminary number calculations for how much damage all of my clan members do per key. And after one key and everyone in my clan, the boss is going to be at the 0 mark. So not that this is going to be a problem, but if you do have a clan and you do want to organize yourselves accordingly, definitely keep this in mind, that the boss is going to shoot out of the void affinity very, very quickly, now that you have the option of having 30 members hitting the same difficulty in the boss. So the next thing we are going to have is confirmed that we are going to get additional player levels to our, player profile. So right now we're capped at 60. That cap is being increased to level 100. It did state here and confirm for the first time that they're not going to increase the energy pools. Instead, they're going to give us rewards from level 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 100. Now, when I see the word rewards, I'm not thinking about the level 70 pack that pops up that you can purchase. I'm looking at straight up gifts as in a reward that you will receive once you hit these thresholds. This is probably their way of not giving us an increased energy cap and instead just giving us a one-time reward to level 100. Probably not going to be the most popular thing they've done with this patch. It's too early to judge. We could get incredible rewards after each 5-level tier, so I'm not going to comment on it just yet until I see what the exact rewards are going to be every single 5 levels that we get. So along with that, and something you have probably already heard before, we are getting an arena type tournament. This is going to be something you get points on based on the amount of battles you win. So it's very likely that you're going to see players dropping down to gold 4, gold 3, pretty much wherever they can farm consistently. And they're just going to be going crazy trying to get all of the tier rewards and compete for whatever prize. Now, they have not said if they are going to stick with the traditional reward system for what we're going to get. As we know now, the gear we receive from rewards is Relentless gear. I think it would be very cool if they introduced Platinum gear as the top rewards for an Arena Onslaught tournament. Let me know what you guys think. Now, the next thing on the list here also has to do with tournaments, and I think this is very interesting. It does say this will become available in the near future, so I would not expect this to come out as soon as the patch goes live. However, what this says is some tournaments will have specific conditions to complete, such as defeating dungeon levels with champions belonging to the same faction or champions of the same rarity. Be on the lookout for these special conditions when the new tournaments launch. So this is extremely interesting. Pretty much what they're getting at is an all epic Fire Knight, let's say 16 for example, which I think is really cool. It's going to incorporate players to use more champions, really utilize a lot of their vault champions. It is probably going to be a bit more difficult for players who don't have many developed champions, but I think overall players who are getting pretty bored of the game will have something very small. I don't think this is huge, but it's definitely going to be something to reignite some, interest in the game, make things more interesting, get players to start interacting with more of their champions than they're currently using now. We do have some champion balance and bug fixes. We have the Fusion Skull Lord properly adding decreased max HP to targets under a shield buff. Fushan's Howl now properly displays the stat that its damage is based on. The following skills are now multiplicative with other similar effects, damage and damage decrease effects, rather than additive. So Curse Hold from Rich Soft to Bold, Kingslayer Ethereal Ways for Duchess, Shroud of Winter, Resolute Defense, Spurn Oblivion from Rhodos, and Battle Brothers from the Towering Titan. Really quickly to go over what this means if you're not quite clear on it. So multiplicative versus additive. You have something that's additive. Let's say you have a 50% damage boost on something and you're adding a 50% damage boost. Obviously the total there was going to be a 100% damage boost. That first example there is additive. Now if you wanted to make that multiplicative, you have a 50% damage boost and it's increased by 50% damage and it's multiplicative. That's going to equal 125% damage. So multiplicative in the long term is the better of the two. So there's a quick clarification in case you were curious about that. Outside of that, some miscellaneous improvements. As we see here, the gold 4 chest is going to get a significant reward buff. Now it's really hard to say what a significant reward buff exactly means since they're not specific about it, but if this does improve the quality of divine gear, I know this is going to be something that people are going to be taking a close eye on. So if they do improve this gold 4 chest to start dropping 5-star, 6-star legendary divine gear, that may be something causes people to kind of step away from platinum and look at gold more. So they're definitely going to have to be careful how they go forward with this gold 4 increased loot. No, I definitely think it needs a buff. I think the way they currently have it is a little bit ridiculous, but right now I can't stress enough, the highlight point of being in platinum are the special avatars, the shards you can get, as well as the books you can get. Outside of that, the gear is fine because you get a lot of it, but the actual gear sets are nothing overpowered. So as we can see here on that topic, for clarification, most players will receive the updated chests on May 11th. You will be able to lock or unlock champions in the tavern. Okay. Accessories will have the option to be sold from the battle result screen. So this is something we're finally getting, the ability to sell gear we get per round from Spider. So small quality of life change. Should have been added a long time ago. It's nice to finally see it. Accessories are now being added to tournament rewards, which in my opinion is huge. I know early on a lot of players definitely struggle with getting banners, neck pieces, things of that nature. So this is definitely going to help them out a lot more if they can progress a little bit further into tournaments, and it's probably going to give them a reason to push further as well. So as we can see here, champions are being additionally marked. They already do have a pretty good system in place, but now they're going to be specifically marked, and if you are going to sacrifice it, now we're going to get a message here, so that's very nice. So we are going to get an improved UI for arena chess, updated platinum tier matchmaking. So this is what I was talking about when I said there's going to be a double phase to kind of help neutralize the boosting. I don't want to say this only affects the people at the top of the leaderboard, however. This is going to make it so if someone boosts really high, they're still going to be on somebody's list. So instead of only being able to see someone within 150 points of you, for example, now you're going to see someone within a certain amount of ranking slots from you in platinum. Now, obviously, this only affects a certain amount of players since only 300 can get platinum. This is going to be very interesting and definitely something I'm going to be looking at going forward to see what they do with this. I think this was definitely needed. Now if someone boosts a crazy amount, I can do something fun with my clan and I can say, hey guys, let's all push to the top of platinum and start farming the guy who boosted and knock him all the way back down to our level so more and more players can hit him. That would definitely be something fun. Hopefully by doing this, they do eliminate the boosting and they further progress on their limit to pretty much limiting the amount of times a certain player can be hit. As we can see, boosting is still possible. Even though it's not at the level it currently was before, it's definitely still at a level. So I think overall this is going to be very interesting and I'm excited to see how this plays out. So hopefully they approach this the right direction and completely eliminate boosting from the arena. But this is definitely a step forward, so now everyone can be hit based on their leaderboard position. On the bottom there, various UI fixes, so we're going to get a bunch of random things we're going to notice while we're playing the game. Obviously, this is just a press release, so it is possible things are added to this the day before the patch comes. It has happened before, so I would not rule it out just yet. I think Plarium is definitely going in the right direction by releasing more patches like this more frequently. I think we're averaging about one a month now, which is much better than what we saw before, which is one about every 3 months. So really good to see that. So that is the press release for now. Thank you all for watching. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe, turn on that notification bell. If you haven't seen, I did in fact release a raid music video contest entry. Hopefully you guys like it. I did a toss a coin to your Witcher cover. It is the previous video I released. If you want to, take a listen to it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Outside of that, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day and peace out.